does that even mean, Bowers Game Corner?
Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another game review. Cheers! By BoardGameExchange.com, the Intellectual board game rental website. And today I am very excited to be checking out Dungeon Roll from Tasty Minstrel Games. This is for 1 to 4 players, taking anywhere from 15 minutes to 30 minutes to play this bad boy. And it's for ages 8 and up. And in Dungeon Roll, you will be rolling dice, delving deeper and deeper into a dungeon. Do you dare push your luck against the dragons and goblins and skeletons and what have yous? I don't know. Let's open up the game and see how it plays. Okay, inside of Dungeon Roll, let's take a look at what you're going to get. First and foremost, your box. I gotta mention it. It's very, very cool. It looks like a treasure chest. And inside you're going to have your treasure, which you're going to be diving into and getting, but I'll get more into that in a minute. I also wanted to mention that this is a special Kickstarter edition of the game. So your edition might have a little bit less dice, a little bit less of this, and a little bit less of that, just to forewarn you. So we're going to go around the board right here. We're going to talk about everything you're going to get. First and foremost, you're going to get a boatload of player cards. There is a ton of these, and they are all different. They're all unique, which is fantastic. So we're just going to play with one of them, but they all do add different variety of spice to the game. We're going to be playing with the Crusader. And the Crusader's special ability is that fighters may be clerics, and clerics may be used as fighters. Those are faces on the die that we're going to get into in a minute, but he can use that special ability whenever he wants. Now, he also has one special ability, which he'll be able to use and tap. And he can do that once every single time he dives into the dungeon. Because in this game, you're going to be diving down into the dungeon 3 times trying to gain experience points. The person with the most experience points is going to be the winner. But his special ability is he can use this card essentially as a cleric or a fighter. So he'll flip this to the side once, and that can be used as a cleric or a fighter to defeat monsters, open chests, or do a plethora of other things. Another interesting thing about the card that really adds variety to the game is if you get to level 5, if you get 5 experience points, then the next time you dive down, you can level up for free, and you will then have you can then become a paladin instead of the Crusader, and you'll have better special abilities, which is awesome. So that's going to be your special player cards. Next, you're going to have these books. I don't really think they're useful. You get 2 of them, and these are just going to have a brief description of the different characters, the nice little artwork, and their special abilities. I think it's kind of unnecessary, but some people might really like that. Next, you're going to get a bunch of cards. You are going to get these. These are your cheat sheet cards. You're going to get 4 of them because this is a 2 to 4 player game. And these things are a godsend. You are going to be checking them quite a lot when you first start the game. But they're very helpful. This side is just going to have all the different treasures inside the box and what they do. And then this side is going to tell you about all the different sides of the dice and how they work, because they do have an interesting little way they work. So, for instance, if you have a green sword, then you can defeat 1 silver, you can defeat 1 purple, you can open 1 chest, or what you can do is you can kill 5, 4, 3, 2, or 1, any number of green, because he is specialized to kill the green. So he can be used to kill anybody, but if you have 4 green, then 1 green guy can, boom, kill all 4 of those guys. Same with the purple. The purple can kill any number of the purple guys. And obviously, same with the silver. The silver can kill any number of the silver skeletons. Now, the other side of the dice you're going to get is the champion. And the champion, he is awesome because he can kill both of these guys. Or he can kill all 4 of these guys. Or he can kill all 2 of these slime guys. He can kill pretty much any color and as many of that color as he wants, but only 1 color per turn. And since I just wandered onto the dice by accident, you're also on the dice going to have scrolls. The scrolls are very nice. What the scrolls are going to do is they're going to allow you to re-roll any number of your dice or any number of the bad guy dice, which can be very helpful and save your behind in different situations. But when you do use that scroll, you're going to have to kill this, and then it will go into the graveyard, which, let's go back to the cards. You're going to have 2 cards set up over here if you'd like. You got your graveyard, which is where your dead fighters and your dead dice are going to go. And you have up here, which is where your dragons are going to go, because you will be fighting dragons in this game. Anyway, I kind of got off on a tangent there. Let's get to your rule booklet. Your rule book is pretty small, full color, double-sided. It's pretty nice. And you might play the game wrong the first once or twice before you figure things out, but it is a nice rule booklet. It's not the best I've ever seen, but it's definitely not the worst I've ever seen, and it will get you playing the game, which is what matters. Next, you are going to get all your different experience tokens over here, because like I said, you're going to be trying to get the most experience, and they are in Roman numerals, which is a bit annoying, but it doesn't detract from the gameplay. That's what you're going to be collecting, trying to get all those experience points. Last but not least, you're going to get your bad guy dice. Actually, it's not last but not least. There's two things. You're going to be getting your level counter, and this will count how many levels you're on. So it's a 10-sided die. You can go up to 10 levels. And then you're going to get your bad guy dice. And on these dice, I showed you some of the bad guys. You got the purple, you got the silver, you got your treasure chest, which you can open, and the thief can open as many of those as he wants. And if you get a treasure chest and you open it, you can dive into here and get treasure, which is really nice. And then you're going to have your potions. The potions are very unique, and the potions will keep you going in the dungeon. How the potion works is you're going to have to sacrifice one of your guys. Let's just set this up that say you rolled 2 potions. How this is going to work is one of your heroes is going to have to drink the potion and kill himself, essentially. So this guy, you're going to sacrifice him. He drinks the potion. But since you have 2 potions, you're going to be able to bring 2 guys from the graveyard back to life, and then you can put them on any face you want. So that's really, really nice. So if you get a lot of potions, it's fantastic, especially once you get to like level 7, level 8. If you can get 3 or 4 potions, you are going to be set, and that's awesome. So anywho, that's those are what's on all of the dice. Last, you're going to have the dragon. The dragons are very special, because once you get a dragon, you're not going to immediately fight the dragon. The dragon is going to go up into this dragon's den where he's going to be guarding coins. If you get 3 dragons, then you are going to have to face the dragon. And how you kill a dragon is you have to have 3 different colored heroes. So if you try to kill him like this, you couldn't, because you need 3 different colors. However, if you have these 3 or these 3, then you can kill the dragon. So that's going to cost you 3 dice, which stinks, but you instantly gain 1 experience and you instantly gain 1 treasure, which is fantastic. But that's enough talking. I've shown you all the components. Let's see how the gameplay works. Now, I'm going to forewarn you, we're not going to use this dice. This is a special Kickstarter dice. It's for the guild leader. He gets 8 dice instead of 7 dice, but we're not going to be using that one. So you're going to start on level 1. Our Crusader is going to be diving down into the dungeon. He starts on level 1. And another thing is, this game is essentially a solitaire game. There's no player interaction. If you're playing with 2 players, then this guy's job is to roll the dice, roll the bad guy dice. So that's all he does. But you're going to start, you're going to roll up all 7 of your dice, and we got, let's see, we got 2 of the hats, we got 2 of the hammers, we got a fighter, we got a thief, and we got a champion. So not a bad start, not a bad start at all. And since we're on level 1, your opponent is going to roll 1 dice. So he rolls it, and he has got a skeleton. So we have to kill this skeleton. So most likely what we probably do is we probably sacrifice one of these 2 dice, because they're extra leftovers, and we'd say, boom, he's dead. He goes there, and this guy now goes into the graveyard. So now, you're going to go to level 2 if you choose. But, here's the thing, it's a push your luck kind of game. So if you wanted to stop at level 1, you could stop and you would gain 1 experience point. But obviously, you're probably not going to stop. So let's see. We're going to go to level 2. We're going to have 2 dice that the opponent rolls now. So he rolls it up. We have 1 potion, and we have 1 skull. So what we probably do is just, boom, kill him like that. He's gone. And then you have a potion. Now the thing is, you don't have to use a potion if you don't want. Similar, you don't have to use a chest if you don't want. So essentially, if you have the potion now, it's a question, do I want to trade in any of my dice for a different dice? Because you could just, you know, have this guy drink it and then have him come back as that. But we're not going to do that because we got a nice little party rolling. And we are also going to keep going, so we'll go to level 3 of the dungeon. So now you're going to be rolling 3 dice. So roll 3 bad guy dice, and oh, we got our first dragon. This dragon, as I mentioned, goes up into here. We have 1 treasure chest, and we have 1 purple dude. So we're going to say, hey, purple dude, take out that purple dude. He's dead. We're going to leave that treasure chest there because essentially you would be sacrificing 1 of your dice to get 1 treasure. And normally the treasure are going to be, they're going to essentially get you, they might get you another cleric, another fighter. They might give you some things that are going to help you with dragons or experience points towards the end of the game. So we're not going to do that right now. And we're going to go on to
round number 4. We're going to roll up round number 4, and we're going to cheat a little bit here so you can just see how this works. Oh, looky there. We're doing awesome. This is a fantastic roll because we don't have to fight anybody. So what we're going to do is first, we are going to open up these 2 treasure chests. So we have our thief here. He can open up both these treasure chests, so sacrifice him. And now you're going to reach into the box randomly. We're going to grab 2 treasures, which is fantastic, very helpful. So one of them, oh, that's a good one. This is a dragon scale right here. If you can gain 2 of these at the end of the game, then you get 2 points for each of them, which is really, really nice if you can gain 2 of those. And this one is what's called, I think it's an escape portal. These are really, really nice too. If you haven't used this by the end of the game, then you gain 2 experience points. But if you use it, what happens is, let's say you get up to round number, round number 8. You're doing fantastic, but you're like, oh crap, I'm not going to win round number 8. I'm about to die. You can use your escape portal, safely go back to round number 7 and take your 7 experience points. So it's a nice one to have. But anywho, we're just gonna fudge things, and we're gonna pretend that this happens. So we've gotten to this level, and we got boom. This is bad news right here because what's going on? We got 3 dragons and we got 1 goblin we have to face, and we only have 3 dice. Luckily for us, though, we have our special ability. So what we're probably going to do is we're probably going to tip our card to the side and use our special ability, which lets us use this card as a cleric or a fighter. So he's going to smash this guy. Then these 3 are going to take on the dragon, and luckily they can defeat the dragon, so boom, they're all dead. So we gain 1 experience point. We're going to gain 1 additional treasure, which is another dragon scale, but there's a whole bunch of them in here. I don't want to. You can get potions, you can get, I think that's a mage. You get a lot of different special abilities. So if you have this one, this is essentially like having an extra dice, which is fantastic. But anywho, let's just pretend we're at level 5 and this happened. So we stopped. We're successfully able to defeat the dragons, defeat everything. So we've got our 1 experience, and then we're also going to gain 5 experience. So we're up to 6 experience points. That's our first dive. We flip our card back over, and actually, since we've got 5 experience, we can flip it over and level him up. And then the opponent is going to take their turn doing exactly what you just did, trying to dive deeper in the dungeon. And as I didn't mention this, but once you go to your 2nd and 3rd dungeon, you don't start at level 5, you start back at level 1 and make your way up. And that is how Dungeon Roll is played.
Holy baloney, Dungeon Roll from Tasty Minstrel Games. What are my final thoughts? Let's go over the pros. Let's go over the cons. First, on the con side, I really can't recommend this game as a 4-player game. 2 players, it's great. Solo, it's fantastic. 3 players is good. But with 4 players, it really just drags on because you have to wait so long in between your turn. Also, I noticed that there's a lot of different characters in here, and some of them just seem like they're more powerful than the other ones. Some of them are like, man, that kind of takes out the fun. Like, I think it's the Viking. He's powerful, but it's just not as fun because you just start off with 5 champions, and it's like, oh, well, I got 5 champions. That's cool, but, you know, I don't really get a roll, and this is called Dungeon Roll, not Dungeon Be the Viking and become a champion, because that would be just a terrible name for a game. But anywho, those are the real cons I have with the game. On to the pro side. If you were lucky enough to get this on Kickstarter, you got your $15 worth. This, inside this box, which is awesome, by the way, are some fantastic components. The dice are spectacular. The cards they're a little bit wobbly, but they're very nice cards. The gameplay is nice and tight. I really enjoyed it. The rule booklet is pretty helpful. I had a question here or there, and I played it wrong the first couple times before I really, somebody likes, oh, you're playing that wrong. But overall, Dungeon Roll is a really fun game. I think eventually it might actually replace, I don't see it up there, zombie dice for me and my fiance. We normally have zombie dice as our go-to dice kind of game, but I really think we like Dungeon Roll better just because there's so much more to do. There's so many different ways to play, and all those special character cards really make the game different and unique every single time you have a different character, and I really like that. Overall, Dungeon Roll from Tasty Minstrel Games is a game that I really enjoy, and I think it's one of my new favorite dice games, and I think you're going to like it a lot, too. If you enjoyed this review, please be sure to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for your time, YouTube.
That was the review for Dungeon Roll. For more reviews and previews, check back at Bauer's Game Corner. Also check out BoardGameExchange.com, the nationwide board game rental service.